my dear Leos. This is your love and spirituality reading for the mid-month of August 2018 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. I read for the signs in order of most liked videos, so don't forget to hit the thumbs up button for your sign. You can see the order I read in this time around at the community section of my channel. And thank you all so much for liking, watching, commenting and subscribing to my channel. I'm so grateful for all of your effort and appreciation. So also happy birthday to all of your Leos out there, since your season has been starting for like 10 days ago. Okay, the reading can go both ways. The message is for the people who watch it, so if you cross watch for another sign and recognize yourself as the main person in the reading, just trust your own intuition and you will get the message you need. For this reading, I used Osho Zen Tarot by Deva Padma. I have been using it since 1995, and this deck has been my main source of inspiration to read tarot in the way I do. I will make a shorter live card, 5-card spread to make it more digestible for you, and I will start shuffling your cards. So, my dear Leos, what's going on for you this second half of August 2018? When I open your deck here, I see morality, Queen of Swords, that's a Libra, usually Aquarius or a Gemini person, and celebration. So what I'm thinking here is that this might actually be a good thing here, that you have learned to... Leos are usually very creative. You're much like the Fool, just throwing yourself out into new creative endeavors. The Queen of Swords don't. You can see this on her. She is all thoughts and reasons and squares. So I'm thinking you actually have become more logical, and this is something to celebrate, because it's this is connected to the Empress, Three of Cups. So it's talking about creation, love, soulmates, also self-love and connection with source. So I'm thinking that you might have learned something from the people around you and maybe learn to become more logic. It might also be that you're a soulmate with an air sign. That's another interpretation. Or this might be, sometimes it can be dating also, but usually it's about like this overflowing love that you can share only with a few people. That's very special connection. You can't feel it with everyone. So I call the divine with love and light. And here we have 8 of Wands together with celebration in the reversed. And in this case, it might actually be dating, because 8 traveling, it's the 8 of Wands. So it's internet communication, world traveling. It's also talking very clearly. It's making room for no misunderstanding by saying the absolute truth. It's also very goal-oriented. And with the 3 of Cups in reversed, it might say that you are searching for your soulmate. So this might be what we are seeing here. The Queen of Swords is in this case a little bit puzzling, but I'm thinking you are searching for your soulmate with a little bit more logic and reason than what you might have done before. Before, maybe you trusted the divine to just, give you something, and you trusted it to be good enough. But now you have maybe learned to sort and to judge, because the Queen of Swords has a very great judgmental capacities. You can put one eye on a person and scan them like and see, okay, this person is like this. It's not always a good thing, because it might make us excluding people that we would have benefit from meeting. But I'm thinking most Leos is the other way, like too little excruciating. You are not excluding people at all. You are just, so a new exciting opportunity, I'm throwing myself at it. But here I'm seeing that you might be sorting a little bit better what's actually suiting you. You have a goal, you have set a goal. This might also be like a phone call will reach you, or some message, or someone will tell you the truth. But I'm feeling a sense of maybe this truth won't be what you want to hear with the 3 of Cups in the reversed. We'll see a little bit more about this. Okay, so I called it for angels in the 4 corners of the world, and here we see the source together with celebration. So you're so very set on your goal to find where you are belonging, where you belong, okay? To find, this is creation, and this is the source of creation, the life source, life force, your soul, and this is connected to the Empress, and we have water here, so it's very fertile and very fiery, passionate. It seems like you're very set on a certain goal, and I'm thinking the goal is happiness. Who can blame you for wanting to be happy or deprive you of your goal? Of course you are supposed to be happy, and mostly together with the people that you care about and that suits you. So I'm thinking that Leo are on a mission to find the people or the circumstances in which you can thrive. And so it's a very healthy thing. Okay. So I call the 6 elements: earth, wind, fire, water. We have the 3 of coins wants to show itself here, and the 8 of coins in reversed. So it might be that you're working together with the divine on something, but there's either you or another person or another situation is not applying themselves fully. These 2 cards is kind of saying the same thing, but here it's more like identifying of the problem and finding a solution. This is more trying different solutions. So it might be some solution that you are not able to try because maybe the other person or situation doesn't want to apply themselves, so you can't work alone. But with the Trinity, it's like you, the divine, another person or situation working together. But there's something that's a little bit off here with this 8 of coins in reversed. So maybe you are on the right path, but and here we have the dream, 6 of cups. It's also all in reverse, and 7 projections. So I think you have had a dream about people, like you have seen them in maybe a very beautiful light or in a very bad light. Either or, you haven't really seen the truth. And now it's the moment of truth when you have started to see things as they really are. And it might make you lose some dreams because maybe the person you were in love with wasn't as great as you first thought. Maybe they weren't worthy of all your attention or all your the work that you put in. But it's also about no longer placing like a picture on a person. So we sort people in. We have, our brain is very simplified, so when you meet a new person, the brain will quickly sort this person into like a box. Okay, so this person is like my father, therefore I will paint my father's picture on him. Or this girl here, she's like my sister, so she will be my sister in the future. So we give people different casting to different roles we have in our lives, and it's mainly very unfair because we don't see the true person. We actually just see the projection of the image that we are dealing with. We can see this sometimes. You can have a person arguing with you, and you really don't know what the argue is about. You really don't know what they are upset about, and they tell you what they feel, and they tell you what you feel. They tell you what they have done, what you have done. So you don't even have to be like, you can say yes and no sometimes, or wave a little bit, just show that you are alive, and they will be able to have all the quarrel with themselves. And that's because they are quarreling with someone from their past. It's a projection. And you can also do this on many occasions. So, but with this card in reverse, I'm thinking you're starting to see the truth about something, and it kind of loses its glory a little bit. Okay, it's not as important as it were before. You don't feel the same longing towards it, or not feeling the same like obligation to fulfill this dream anymore. And here we come with the King of Swords in reversed, landed in my hand, together with the Devil. So it might be that you have been dealing with some narcissistic person, like an abuser, and you have been their victim. And with the cards that we saw, 6 of Cups and 7 of Cups in reverse, you're not going to be a victim anymore. You're starting to see things clearly. It's like not being codependent to a tyrant anymore. This is like a tyrant. These 2 cards together, it's like boyfriend or girlfriend from hell. And King of Swords is usually Aquarius, Libra, or Germany, Germany, I was about to say. Yes, we had this we have a great archetype in the different wars that have been. The King of Swords in the reverse is like the German in the Third Reich, that they wanted to create this order, so no one would seem like there would be no individuals. Everyone would look the same and be the same and act the same accordingly to human rules, and everything that was different was supposed to be erased. Also art was supposed to be in a certain way, and there were rules, and this is how our brain wants it, like our logical reasonable brain, because it wants control, but it's not divine at all. It's very human and very narrow-minded. So sometimes we can have this as dream symbols, like people like warriors or soldiers or police. So it might be that you have this energy inside of yourself also tormenting you a little bit. So you might need to start to, judge yourself a little bit less. I don't remember where I were, so I will say I call I call all these elements here today to give us a clear view reading for my dear Leo viewers. I want you to have love in your lives and find yourself in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. So it was ready already. Okay, so I'll just tune in to your energy, Leo, and this period for a few seconds here. When I'm doing this tuning in, I'm rubbing my hands like this, and I'm putting these fingers here on my third eye and these fingers above my nose, and it's actually opening up my third eye. So you can try it out at home. Okay, so my dear Leos, this is your reading there, and this is the foundation card, so it's the Four of Wands. So you want to create stability, you want to have some kind of order, but not the same like King of Swords in the reverse kind of order, but like a harmonious order where there's participation between different energies of different colors. Okay, so there's love binding together, not order and control, but love. So this is your aim. So it's very beautiful. And Four of Wands is marriage. It's also self-love, building new foundations, buying a house. So it's very prosperous. So it seems like you're having a beautiful goal for yourself. And this is the part goal, and it's Ace of Cups. So very beautiful, love straight from the source. So I'm thinking you might be a little bit disappointed with the love that has been in your surroundings since you got both the King and Queen of Swords. It's talking about cutting away what's no longer necessary. And you also got this other card, which I have forgotten now. It doesn't matter. You go. Okay, it's just gone, so I'm not going to say it. But this with cutting away, you have cut away something that was not necessary for you to reach your source energy. So it's talking about that you have tried to get love from the outside, and now you need to tap into your own source self-love. Both these cards are talking about self-love and self-respect and knowing who you are, like a beautiful earth angel here, like your soul is an angel and your body is of earth. And you are here for a short moment in time. So don't forget, this is the umbilical cord back to the divine. You're always loved. You are never alone. You're always supported. There's nothing wrong with you. You are perfect, perfectly flawed. Okay, so when we have this, when we remember this, that we are connected to the source, we can become more courageous and cut away what's not longer necessary, like with the King and Queen of Swords. So that's making us actually stronger, both self-love and connection to the source, but it's also talking about a deep love. You might have a very deep love for someone, and it might be that you want to marry them as well, with the Four of Wands here, or you're with the Three of Cups that we had. It might be that you're searching for this kind of love, this very special kind of love. You want this connection, but if you haven't got it just yet, I want to say that you are already connected to this, and just love yourself and respect yourself, and you will find your soul family. So this is you, Leo, and this is your past, and this is your future here. This is the past of the person, circumstance, or situation that you're in. It might be the divine, how they have worked together with you in the past. And this is the future of said thing. Okay. So this is you, Leo, and we have the Lovers. So it's very beautiful. You have both the Lovers, Ace of Cups, Four of Wands. So I'm thinking that you might meet someone new, especially with the Ace of Cups, and it might be the real thing this time, Four of Wands. It might also be that you finally have cut away projections, like you see the truth for real now, so you can love the people around you for what they are instead of what you wanted them to be with the projections before, and painting like an impossible dream upon them that they could never live up to. So this is another type of love, but it's the first card for love in the major arcana, so it might be talking about meeting someone new. It might also be talking about making choices. But for many Leos, you will meet the love of your life, or the love for now, in August. This is what I'm seeing here, also with the cards that came, but you have to clean away something old first, something that's no longer of use, like how you view the world before, how you no longer seeing what you want to see, but what's actually there for real. You need to get more real. So you won't be fooled by something that just glimmers as gold, but it's really not gold. So being a little bit more scrutinating, having scrutiny. Okay, and this is your past, and we have Beyond Illusions in the reverse, so it kind of says that you have had a little bit problem with this, with scrutiny, judgment, poor judgment, okay? Maybe being in codependent relationship with boyfriend and girlfriends from hell, and you just thought that you, with your Leo power, could, you know, move mountains and make them into loving creatures that would fulfill your needs. But it seems like with the reality check you have done with the Six of Cups and Seven of Cups in the reversed, and also King and Queen of Swords, that you now see them for what they are, and you can't love a snake and wish it to be a swan, for example. It's very rude towards the snake, if nothing else. Okay, the snake is the snake. It needs to be the snake. It was born to be a snake. It wasn't born to be a swan. So if you wanted it to be a swan, it's better to find a swan and make friends with that instead of being friends with the snake. So your poor judgment, those judgment skills have put you a little bit off, like you haven't seen the reality for what it is. Maybe you believed everyone was good, and you had the Queen of Swords as the opening card, with the Three of Cups, saying that maybe you have learned now to see people more with more scrutiny. Queen of Swords is she's much like with scrutiny. I'm seeing something in the light that's catching my attention, but it's not really anything important, and I can't really make something out of it, but I will show it to you. It's like a light being there, like maybe Mother Mary is what I'm getting. Mother Mary, you can see her bosoms there also, and she's looking down on something, and it's just caught my attention. I will zoom it in so you can see it more. Sometimes I get this. It's not often. It happens sometimes, mostly with clients, and the lights has actually been acting up for a few days, showing. So the next card for you is healing. So, and this is Scorpio. It might be Scorpio, Cancer, or a Pisces person, but it mostly show healing, that you're allowing now for your heart to heal. You're seeing things in a more clear perspective, which you couldn't do before. So that is open up for your healing, that you're now able to heal. You're able to also start to receive love. The King of Cups is a person that take care of their family. They are loyal towards the people that they love. They would never turn their back towards them. It's a person that holding love highest of all, more higher than power, goods and glory, money, work, everything. So it's very beautiful energy. It often comes for healers or maybe psychotherapists, people like this, and it's a very beautiful father image to have. It's also transformation, of course, and it says that no one can touch a man of Tao, like no one can make you sad if you already didn't have a wound. So if you heal yourself, you will be less receptive or for tyrants, okay, for boyfriend and girlfriends from hell. When you don't have the wound, you won't try to love a snake when you know that you need a swan. You won't try to love this snake instead of trying to invite real love in your life. You won't try to transform things that is not for you to transform. You will know what love is, and you will. It's about chivalry love. This is what I'm seeing, being able to judge what's chivalry love and what's not. So King of Cups usually comes when there's a great offer of some sort. King of Cups is a lesser offer. It might be like someone offering a date, or offering to be your boyfriend or girlfriend, or someone offering you money or a new job. But the King of Cups, it's big offerings. So there come big offerings for Leos, big windfall of something. It doesn't have to be exactly what you wanted, but it will be exactly what you need. So don't be ungrateful for this gift, even if it doesn't come in the way, shape or form as you wanted it. Because the divine can see what you can't see, like with the above perspective. This butterfly is feeling like a very great symbol for also for Scorpio, transformation. Caterpillar becoming a butterfly. Scorpio is all about transformation. So the divine can see from above what it is that you need, and you will be sent this exactly what it is that you need. So try to not be ungrateful, even if it's not exactly what you wanted. But for many of you, it will be exactly what you wanted. But with this in reverse, it might be that you want to recognize this great gift. So I'm giving you the heads up here that there will come a gift. Try to recognize it, try to be grateful for it, and invite it in your life if your scrutiny tells you so. If it tells no, don't do it. It can be a test. You can be tested again to see if you are better now with your judgmental skills and being able to. Sometimes we can be like this, that we just see the soul of a person. We can't see the action of that person or how they are now. We just see their soul, and that might make us very forgiving and loving, and that's a good thing, because these are talking about forgiveness and love as well. But you still need to see also the surface, like what the person is actually doing, like the action, instead of just hearing the words or feeling the energy of that person. I'm feeling here also be positive for other people, that people can change. This is great transformation being shown here. Maybe a serpent can't change into a swan, but a serpent can have wings. We know this from the dragons and Quetzalcoatl, a very beautiful god that was talked a lot about in South Americans' legends. Quetzalcoatl, a very wise person, probably connected to Thoth and other deities that were very wise. The serpent also stands for wisdom and healing. Sometimes we need a sting of a snake to really heal, because we need the poison as medicine. So you have gone through something similar to this, what the kind of tale that I just told you. Maybe you have met the god Quetzalcoatl, and the snake will have wings and show their true shape and form. But it might also be that that you accept yourself as this, and you start to love yourself in a very beautiful way, and you don't disregard yourself anymore. Listen to your own authority and your own judgmental skills. Okay, so this is the past of the circumstance or the person or the divine. And we have Three of Swords, isolation in reversed. So Three of Swords, it's talking about recovery from heartbreak. When you saw something, Six of Cups, Seven of Cups in the reverse, you saw something, well, what it really was, not what you wanted it to be. That was the start of your recovery. Before, when you didn't have the judgmental skills, you couldn't see what people were doing. You just saw what you hoped that they would do, and therefore you got hurt, probably, because if we can't recognize a wolf, when we meet a wolf and we think that it's a nice dog, we might pet it and lose our hand. When you recognize, oh, it's a wolf, I need to back off, maybe climb a tree, you're better off, and the healing can be gone. Because if you're going to let the wolf continue eating on you, there's no healing, there's no room for healing. So I'm telling these gruesome stories here for you to really have a picture of what has been going on here. Isolation. Isolation is also when we pretend like it doesn't hurt, when really it does. And with the Three of Swords in the reverse, you don't pretend that it doesn't hurt anymore. You acknowledge, you see the truth with the pain, and you acknowledge. So even if the truth isn't what you want, the truth might make you sad or piss you off, and then it will make you free. Okay. And this is your future, or the future of this circumstance, person, or the divine's work together with you. And we have slowing down. So some of you might be dealing with a Scorpio or a Taurus person. We also have Gemini here, and there's also Swords. This is more talking about the divine and not any earthly energy, but actually your divine scrutiny, ability to scrutinize. Slowing down might be a Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo in your life. It might also be like a situation where you take things more slow, or a person that's very slow, like slow with making decisions about love, for example. But maybe there might be a Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo in your life that doesn't want to be heartbroken from you anymore. But I'm still not feeling like any action from this person, so it can still be very slow. But it might be that you will have to choose between these two energies. And this might, of course, be you also being ready for greatness while the other person is still like in their diapers. So that's going to cause some problems if that's the case. But for many of you, you might be, since you are Leos, you're probably very outgoing, fast with your decision. It needs to happen now. You're a little bit like want it now, get it now ideas. And this energy is not about that. It's more scrutinating, actually. So it's a turtle, so it stands, it watches, it goes into its shell if needed. And this might be what you need more of, that you need to be more like this and be able to protect yourself better, not let you be eaten by wolves, but actually going into your shell, take in your legs and your head and stay there until this wolf has gone. And for that you need to use your scrutiny to be able to determine if you're standing in front of a wolf or not. Even if you have this energy on the outside as a slow moving energy that might have hurt both yourself and themselves and you, it still was it's a valuable energy in your life, because it's teaching you something about taking better care of yourself, being able to look before you take a decision, being able to determine, is this for you? Is this going to be good for you? Is this a good road to take? So it's giving you some time to figure things out before you just throw yourself into things. So you might be so agitated with person being slow, but the only thing they want to teach you is for you to become more slow and a little bit more judgmental. So scrutiny. Okay, that's the thing for Leo. You have learned scrutiny, or you are about to learn about scrutiny, to really look at a situation and determine if this is a good way forward for you or not. Since you are Leos, you are very creative, you are like authors, so you can take any story and make it into what you want. This is your superpower, so you can take the boyfriend from hell, make him into a perfect husband and marry him one day, and that's your thing. But here you need to, you're learning something else that's not about your superpower, something new. You're learning about taking things that actually have potential, so you don't have to put so much effort, maybe not a lifetime of work to make a person into something that you want. Instead, taking something that's actually already are this what you love and are attracted to, and take that and take it into your life. So that will mean less work, less heartache, less problems, less clashes between two people that's not at all the same. So it's good energy here, very fertile. It's like farmland. So that means a good future for you, good fields for growing things, beautiful things into your new future. So good work, Leo. You have worked hard for this. So maybe I'm going to read the Lover's card, even though the Lover's card usually in the most decks are very, like, not particularly romantic. People try to not give you too much hope, I think, when they are writing these tarot books. But I think this can be a good idea anyways. So what we call love is really a whole spectrum of a relating, reaching from the earth to the sky. At the most earthy level, love is a sexual attraction. Many of us remain stuck there because our conditioning has burdened our sexuality with all kinds of expectations and repressions. Actually, the biggest problem with sexual love is that it never lasts. Only if we accept this fact can we then really celebrate it for what it is, welcome its happening, and say goodbye with gratitude when it's not. When we are mature, we can begin to experience the love that exists beyond sexuality and honors the unique individuality of the other. We begin to understand that our partner often functions as a mirror, reflecting unseen aspects of our deeper self and supporting us to become whole. Healing there. This love is based in freedom, not expectation or need. Its wings take us higher and higher towards the universal love that experience all as one, like the Ace of Cups card that you also had. The lowest love is sex, it's physical, and the highest refinement of love is compassion. Sex is below love, compassion is above love, love is exactly in the middle. Very few people know what love is. 99% of love of people unfortunately think sexuality is love. It's not. Sexuality is very animal. It certainly has potential of growing into love, but it's not actual love, only a potential. If you become aware and alert, meditative, and then sex can be transformed into love. And if your meditativeness becomes total, absolute, love can be transformed into compassion. Sex is the seed, love is the flower, compassion is the fragrance. Buddha has defined compassion as love plus meditation. When your love is not just a desire for the other, when your love is not only a need, when your love is sharing, when your love is not that of a beggar but an emperor, when your love is not asking for something in return but is ready only to give for the sheer joy of giving, then add meditation to it and the pure fragrance is released. That is compassion. Compassion is the highest phenomenon. So we saw here this with unconditional love. And I'm thinking this is what many people have been trying to practice, unconditional love. But they forgot to give unconditional love to yourself also. That means boundaries. Okay, boundaries. Don't let the wolf step all over you. Okay, so I'm going to take a card from the Sacred Rebels Oracle. And we have fate in the process for you. So this reading is very beautiful, but there's a sadness here of something that has been, you didn't want it to be like this. A judgment in reverse, you didn't want to see it. Three of Swords is obvious. You don't want to have heartbreak. So you might have like wounds from the past that's aching you now. But the bird here is talking about this beautiful future of yours and fate. There, you have a bird there as well. So it's about not losing yourself in the darkness of the old. So you won't be able to embrace the newness. If you cry over spilled milk, you will have so much tear in your eye that you won't see the new milk on your doorstep. So no matter how powerful we are, how much courage and strength we have, there are times when we can't quite move ourselves along to the next phase of life or creative exploration. At such time, we need some divine intervention, a little help in pulling our trolley along, so to speak. When we are at the edge of our own limit and have no more personal resources, we might be left with only one spiritual power, that of faith. Fortunately, that is enough. As unlikely as it may seem, the invisible help from the universe is often more powerful than the physical efforts of 1,000 men. That is because the invisible help is not limited by physical laws. It can shift, bend, and move in ways that defy limitation. It can affect, evoke, and influence situations through invisible but undeniably persuasive means. You are in a situation where you cannot set right the course of events all by yourself. This is not an indication that you have done something wrong, nor does this suggest that you are not strong enough. It is a sign that there is something bigger unfolding in your life, and your willpower will be supplemented by the power of life itself. Sometimes a bigger plan needs to manifest for the benefit of humanity and the earth. You need to shift your perspective to realize that you are part of the great unfoldment of life, that your individual life serves the greater plan, and that you are not separate from its genius. This is what is happening now. You happen to be instrumental to the greater plan, and as such, you need to accept your position and be moved while also being empowered and protected as you make personal progress through your role in the grander scheme. And I'm thinking this progress that you are making, it's also paving the path for those who will follow you. So when you are brave enough to take these steps and see the reality and change accordingly, you are helping others from the same trap that you were once in. This is a time for humility and trust. You need complete faith in the process and events that are happening. There is nothing to worry about. You will be moved most fully and easily, and with the most grace and assistance through your faithful surrender. Ironically, it is through complete surrender in total faith that we become the most empowered. When we are no longer trying to be the perfection of the greater plan, we can be aligned with and moved by the process. Having faith in the benevolence of life, rather than harboring the suspicious that life is seeking to catch us out, have a joke at our expense, or carelessly toss us about as though we meant nothing, then we can relax a little bit. Having faith in the process gives you space to be curious about what is taking place and to relax enough to be open to what we are most in need of, even if we aren't exactly sure what that is or how it can happen. The guidance from this oracle comes direct from the greater source of life itself. There is now an opportunity for you to be moved from the situation you are currently in to the next chapter in your life story. And this is what I'm seeing here. And with the Lover's card, also with the Ace of Cups, new love, and Four of Wands, self-love, celebration, marrying, house, new foundation. You can't do it on your own. It is too big a shift. It needs the grace of life to intervene on your behalf. It might be that a planet needs to be put in a certain position, for example. So you might need to wait for divine timing. You will need faith, though. You may feel as though the wheels of your trolley are coming off or that they are a bit rickety, but you must also understand that the voice of life is now coming straight to your heart with this message. I have resources you know not of. It is safe to trust in my ways and in my wisdom, for I love you and I'm guiding you into all that is rightfully yours. Know that this is rightfully yours, is what your heart truly desires, and you need not to fear loss. Nothing that is meant to come to you will be denied, and it's safe for you to let go and allow me to move you. Through faith, peace is restored, and you are able to know this and perhaps have some fun in the process. So, say aloud, I now ask that all disappointing experience of the past that have led me to believe that life is not trustworthy, or that fate is a silly or immature way to deal with life, be released from my mind, body, and heart. I ask for help to accept that I can and will attract all that is needed into my life at the perfect time and in the perfect way. I ask to be empowered to absolutely receive all that can assist me with gratitude and without shame or guilt. In doing so, I dedicate myself to be a clear, loving, open channel for the flow of life. I know the benefit in doing so is not limited to me, but will flow so that life can benefit others through me. I trust in this now, through unconditional love, so be it. You have completed your healing process. If you want to take part of these healing processes, I recommend this deck for you. It's Alana Fairchild's Sacred Rebels Oracle. All Alana Fairchild's decks are miracles, okay? So you can own any one of them and you will be very happy you did, okay? So my dear Leos, I hope this helped. I want you to take really, really good care, and it seems like you will be presented with a really good birthday present, okay? Take care, and also I want to invite you back to my September reading that will perform in the mid of August. Okay, bye bye.